everybody, and welcome back to yet another installment of Ask PJ Braun here at Blackstone Labs.
What's up, everybody?
We have a special guest in the house
It's
today.
a special episode. I'm not answering any bodybuilding-related questions today, although we will talk about some bodybuilding stuff. It's going to fit its way in to the story. Is that like that for a reason, by the way?
Yeah, it's actually for style points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were supposed to high-five it.
I was going to put it on my hat, but
That too.
So let's introduce our guest. You guys can see on the TV here, we have their music video playing. Now, our diehard people are already going to know about this. They already know about
if you've been
werewolves.
following us for a while, then you know.
Okay, can you see my shorts on there? Where's the thing?
You're on that side.
Wait, there it goes. Hold on.
That's a left legger.
This means you definitely have to watch the video this week on YouTube if you just usually listen to the podcast.
I've had these for a while, by the way.
Yeah, you have one of the prototypes.
Yep.
The official ones are coming out
These are old school.
at the show.
I'm an OG fan of the band.
Rolling out the merch.
All right. Anyway, so AJ, introduce yourself.
I'm AJ, as PJ just said, and I am the lead singer of a band called We're Wolves.
So I want to give a little bit of history because it's a cool story. So back when I first moved down here, I was I forget the name of the place that I was getting my hair cut at, but I wound up switching for some reason. And I moved all the way west, right? And so when I moved all the way west, somebody told me that I should go to this place. Do you still work there?
Mojo's?
Yeah.
No, that place closed down. We're
That-
now Aces.
Is it the same owners?
No.
Okay.
It's, two of the employees who used to work there, they moved down the road. They're on Glades and Lions.
All right, well, so that's where they told me to go. And I went in there, and you cut my hair.
Yep.
And I don't know, we really didn't talk about anything all that, in particular about, like, bodybuilding or Blackstone Labs or anything. But we did, either the first time or the second time, we did realize, and I don't remember if it was just because you knew from Blackstone Labs or if when I came to work, Gizmo had told me that he was like, hey, my friend cut your hair, or you were like, hey, my friend works for you, and it was about Michael Torres Gizmo.
Yeah, it was probably that, because I was like, I don't know what to talk to this guy about right now. And you and I actually, the first few haircuts, didn't say anything.
Yeah, it was just there to get my hair cut. And I was like, oh, fuck. So then I came into the office, and I told Gizmo, I was like, hey, your friend's cutting my hair. And so then Gizmo actually said to me, he's like, hey, can I give him some stuff to try? And I was like, sure. I was like, go ahead. I was like, I can bring it to him. And then Gizmo actually specifically wanted to give you some stuff to try.
Well, Gizmo's a sweetheart.
That he is. He has a really big cat, too.
He's got an office now.
He does. His office is, have you checked his office out?
I just went to go see
He has
it.
some interesting memorabilia and artifacts in there, a lot of pirate stuff.
Pirate. Well, yeah, I mean, look at him.
It's very pirate
He's
themed.
very piratey.
He had his giant cat here about a week ago. Huge cat.
Massive.
In weight or in, like...
It's just an enormous cat.
Just an enormous
Borderline jungle feline.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
shit,
huge.
That's badass.
Just
Yeah.
the actual area that it takes up.
Never
is
seen
large.
so much cat.
I'm the proud owner of 4 cats, so
That's a lot
I
of
understand.
cat.
Well, I'm a psychopath. So
Well, we have a lot of weird cat people in here.
Yeah.
I have, how many cats do I have? 6?
You're the king cat.
Such a weirdo.
Well, that makes me not feel so bad.
Don't feel bad. The amount of cats that I have now it's weird, and they are like they wreck my house.
You
and
want to
shit.
hear a funny thing about that? So we had two kittens at first, right? And I guess because they were feral, they were sick. They had parasites, right? So I woke up one morning next to a dead kitten.
Oh no!
And then after that, I was like, I want to save all the cats. And now I'm like 2 years down the road, and I'm like, why do I have so many fucking cats?
And you woke up
Sounds
next to
like
a dead kitten? That's
There's a
horrible.
dead kitten next
That's
to
so
me.
Sounds
fucking
like something
sad.
that would require like rehab, therapy, something.
I don't know how. I don't even
I don't know
know.
how they released you back.
Oh,
in the
I'm getting
wild after that.
gross chills thinking
One of the
about that.
dudes at work made fun of me, and I literally fucking screamed.
What did he make fun of you for?
He was like, you probably rolled over and killed that cat.
That's
I was
fucked
like,
up.
fuck you.
No,
Not okay.
Cats know how to get out of there.
No, so I tried to save all of them, and now I hate 2 of them.
That happens. You always have at least one that you hate.
Oh, there's 2.
The one that I love the most won't give me any fucking. Sorry about my language too. Won't give me any attention. It's
That's
the most
usually how it
frustrating
goes.
thing.
Yeah.
TT. She comes out like every 3 days. And I'm like, TT's here, and I'll go to pet her, and as soon as I'm close, she runs away.
That's usually how pussy goes. The ones you like the most.
that
Don't want
is
to give you no
true.
attention, man.
That is true.
Rub up against someone else.
All right, so he was cutting my hair, and now we had a little bit of icebreaker talk because of Gizmo, and we started talking about music and the fact that he was in a band, but what he was doing back then was much different.
I was doing straight up pop punk.
So I told the guys this today, and they were like, "How is that even possible?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you you know, the album still hasn't come out yet, but when you do hear it, like there is a lot of like throwbacks to my pop punk days, but it made more sense for like choruses and stuff like that. It's just we discovered out of nowhere that I could scream my face off the way that I do, and so we were like, we need to do this.
Well, I remember when you were like, so you were showing me the music, and I was like, I mean, it's cool because I love music. I was like, this is not really what I listen to.
And I told you specifically, I was like, I have this vision for this like metal band, and like eventually someday I'm gonna get to do it, and when I do, I'm gonna bring it to you.
Well, when you did though, you told me that. So when you presented to the guys, they were like, well, can you scream? And you were like, yeah. And they were like, well, can we hear it? And then I was like, can I hear it? And you showed me something that was like brand new. It was like primitive for you guys at the time. And I was like, why weren't you doing this all along?
Yeah. The funny thing is my bass player, who's our rhythm guitar player, well, basically songwriter at this point, he quit the pop punk band because he fucking hated the music we were doing, right? And so he started out with this other project that was like him and our old drummer. And it just kind of went nowhere, but it was so goddamn good. And he was the screamer of it. And I was like, I was listening to it, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so when they started, him and my old guitar player, Max, they were kind of working on like a side project. And when I heard the music for it, I was like, please let me scream for this band. And they're like, I don't know if you can really do it. I'm like, let me do one song. And that song is Torn to Shreds, and it's on this album. And that pretty much sparked everything. Who the fuck do you think you are to tell me what to do? When your life like nothing, do nothing more than an ego-driven fly. Living up a drug fight from your blue-line family. You ain't shit. You think it's so high and mighty? No. You got so much to prove. How's that feel, you spineless fuck? Look at what you've done. Stand really at the top of this. Did you? I don't.
By the way, if what I say gets you, first of all, you might even know what I'm talking about. But if I do and it offends you, we'll edit it out. Or if it offends anybody else that's going to listen to what we say. Did you know my old assistant, Alex Roman? I can't remember if we ever talked about it, the kid that I fired.
You know, Alex is one of like close friends, right? Yeah, you can fire him.
I had to fire him.
Alex, if you're listening to this, you know you're a lot to handle.
It's not even that. It's that my whole thing is I'm like a talent scout for every division you could possibly imagine, and I when I see talent, I want to like reel it in, and I want to get the most out of it. And I felt that he had a lot of talent, but he wasn't utilizing his skills, and I couldn't get him to utilize his skill. And then he actually straight up told me that he wasn't going to be good at what I want him to do. So I told him, okay, all I want you to do is video, do my video stuff, and produce video work for me. You don't have to do any of the other stuff that I want you to do. And he did a fantastic video. So it's like, beautiful. I found my first videographer, because we have many now. Eric's the head of videography.
You'll appreciate this then. He's coming to the show on July 21st. To shoot a video for us.
Oh, well, he is good. But here's something that I think everybody will find very interesting. So he did a fantastic video, and I was like, boom, I'm going to keep you on the same pay. All you got to do is make these videos for me. And he was like, great. Second video, fucking terrible. And I was like, how is this one so bad? And he was like, oh, well, I was busy. I had a show and this and that. And I'm like, dude, please redo it. This is so bad. The first one was so good. Redoes it, good. Third video, terrible. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened to that first video? God, I don't mean to keep swearing, but this story is going to get me fired up. So, same thing, bad. So I was like, I'm giving this kid one more try. He does this video that's so bad that it might not seem funny to you because you don't know about how like non-savvy I am with this stuff. I tried to edit it myself, and I was sitting there in the fucking thing, and he was on the phone telling me what to do, and my ex-wife was so mad at me because we had something we had to do, and I spent 5 fucking hours into this thing, and I made like zero progress at all. And she was like, why are you paying someone to do this? You don't even know what you're doing. And I was like, I know, I'll figure it out. If this fucking kid can do it, then I can do it too. And then finally, it ruined our whole Saturday. It caused a fight for the whole weekend, and I was like, I got to fire this kid. So he did not even give me the satisfaction of letting me fire him. He had Eduardo come, who you guys remember from the Deport Eduardo days. And Eduardo basically was like, yeah, Alex quit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to fire him face to face.
You don't fire Alex Roman.
No, you don't. So
I actually just cut his hair the other day.
Well, check this out. Alex Roman actually still does do videos. And
for who?
You want to know who he does videos for? Celeste.
I knew it.
Did you know that?
I didn't know, but I could tell by the way the story was going.
Yeah. He still does videos for Celeste. Shout out to Celestial Bodies and to.
Did you also mention that your former employee is also of the YouTube sensation Fame on Fire?
Really?
You didn't know that Alex Roman is the drummer of Fame on Fire?
Wait a minute, I did know that actually, because
millions and millions of views and tons and tons of covers.
So somebody had told me this after the fact, right? And so I went and watched him play somewhere, and I was not hard on him, but I was just like, and
it's not really your style of music.
He was like, oh, well, the acoustics were not good here and this and that. And then he was like bashing my buddy, Brandon Rage Richter, who's a really fucking good drummer. And he used to drum for Motionless in White. I'm not really sure what he's doing these days. But he was like, oh, he's not that good. I go, I'll be honest with you. I came in to watch you tonight, and I really didn't think that you were that good. And it made him so upset. But somebody told me about like all their videos. And so I went on and saw the videos. And I read that the videos are edited by him too. Is that fucking true? Because if they were, I was like, why am I not getting these videos?
I think he's done one or two of them, but Bobby Keegan over at Aflux Studios does them.
Oh, I met him.
Mm-hmm. That guy.
Yeah, Bobby's cool as fuck.
I met him. Yeah, because he did something for Celeste also, actually.
Actually, our album was produced by Brian, the singer.
Okay.
He's the one who's featured in like,
the other kid in there. I thought I recognized him. Yeah, I saw him live.
Yeah, he's like my little brother. I fucking love him.
He was good. I actually even told Alex, I was like, singer's good, your drums, Anyway, shout out to Alex Roman. I don't hate you.
Alex Roman went home that night and beat the shit out of his drum set.
He probably did.
It
was probably the best night of drumming ever had.
Honestly, if you saw them again, you'd probably be like, all right, it's still not my music, but I'm impressed.
I'll have to see. Well, how about that? All the things that we've spun out of this place.
Quite interesting.
But how does this all tie into Blackstone Labs other than the fact that we love music? Is you guys came in here and we set you up with a bunch of products, and your goal at the time was you're like, look, we want to make it to, at the time, you wanted to make it to Warped Tour. And you wanted to start doing videos and you wanted to start touring, but you wanted to get in good shape.
Yeah.
And
that was the goal, but
So one of you guys was very, very skinny. And then
Jeremy's still very
And then
skinny.
So one objective was to get big, other objective was to lose weight. And so I gave you guys all the products and told you guys exactly how to do everything. And you changed like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only one who's like determined. I mean, it took a while. I mean, granted, we got, you brought us in with that with like a year and a half ago. I was still drinking. That was the problem.
Do you not drink at all anymore?
I drink very, very occasionally.
Yeah, because I don't drink anymore, and I was heavily drinking. So.
Well, that's the whole thing. You're like, but I'm working out.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't realize that you're consuming like a fucking vat of sugar. So, of course, that's going to happen.
How much were you drinking?
A lot.
So I would drink because people are like, oh, you drink vodka, there's no calories in that. And I'd be like, well, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Secondly, I'm drinking like over a liter of vodka every night, and that shit adds up real fast.
Dude, I was crushing bottles of whiskey and like basically cutting up lines of pizza. And storing them.
That's what happens too, because I would eat like nothing all day. Mm-hmm. And then I would go home when I was stressed out going through my divorce, and I would like slam a bottle of vodka. And then once I was like solidly drunk, I'd be like, you know what I need now? McDonald's or ice cream. Those are my two go-tos.
And it's always there for you, waiting.
What about ice cream on McDonald's?
Those combos were like how I closed out my nights. And then I wake up feeling like shit.
You want to know a fun fat kid secret? That if you get a Big Mac, you can upgrade to quarter pounder patties.
On the Big Mac?
On the Big Mac.
Dude, I am about to go do that right now.
Doesn't that sound like
you just tell them I want a Big Mac with quarter pounder patties.
Yeah, so you just tell them you want it with extra meat, you want a quarter pounder patties, and they will make you a Big Mac with the quarter pounder patties.
Dude, I need to have that. Mm-hmm. Because in Australia, they have something called the Mega Mac, which is essentially that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why don't we do this in the United States?
You want to get a Mega Mac, mate?
Because the Big Mac is kind of just mostly bread.
Look, the way I look at it is the buttons are all there. They just have to get clearance from the manager. So they're like, what do I do? And he comes over and goes, idiot, and he pushes that one button.
Who thought to do that, though?
Me.
It's a great idea.
Because I was like, I want
You
I
just
was
been
like
across
staring.
the country training people at McDonald's how to do this.
I'm doing that now.
He walks in, just goes behind the counter. He's like, "Let me tell you what I want. Let me show you. There's more people are gonna come in and ask for this." So.
Well, I had a thing it's actually pretty known in the bodybuilding industry. People still shout it out on Instagram and Facebook. And this goes back like 10 years. Is on my cheat meals. You know, I didn't have any money back then, so I had to maximize what I could get on the dollar menu. And I used to do what's called the McBronster. And I would get a McChicken sandwich, $1, and I would get the McDouble, also $1. And you take the bun, right? And you remove the bottom from the McChicken, and then you remove the bottom from the McDouble, and you put them together. So you got the mayonnaise and the lettuce from the McChicken and the crunchy chicken, and then you got the cheese and the burger and like the ketchupy stuff from the burger, and you have it all together. And it's like the consistency is so good because you get that crunch in with the burger, and it's $2.
And it's $2.
It's fucking $2.
You can eat 17 of these if you want.
I used to crush those all the time. I had a dad that told me he took his daughters out. Like, he's like, I only see my daughters on the weekend. I was like, I'm going to take you for the McBronster. My daughters, that's all they ask about now. And I was like,
So
that's
funny.
it's a great bonding story.
Fast food is the heroin of the food industry.
It really is.
It's just once it gets in your veins.
It's so like McDonald's, there's something incredible they put in there where you can eat a lot of it and then you're good to eat again in like an hour or two.
Arsenic.
It's arsenic.
It's arsenic.
Because there's no, like, if you go out and you eat like a huge steak, right? A good old huge steak, like, you got to lay down for a while.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
But you could go to McDonald's and crush like a Big Mac and 20 nuggets, and in like an hour, you're like, I could do 20 more nuggets.
It's all like mercury and lead that just gets absorbed into your bloodstream so fast. Once it hits your esophagus, it's just gone.
Well, how much weight did you lose?
I'm literally like a pound away from 40 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, I weighed myself this morning. I was like, God fucking damn it.
And you're not like he's not like, for any of you that are only listening and not watching it, it's not like he was like 300 pounds. So 40 pounds is a lot.
No, but I was still like, I'm what am I right now? 166. I was like 205.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it's
And I'm 5'7", so I was a wide.
Yeah, well, 40 pounds on 5'7" is a lot.
Yeah, like if you were to go back and watch the break stuff video, you can see my titties.
No, I could see the difference though.
Yeah.
But from when I first met you till now is a huge
it was a
difference.
roller.
Every music
Holy-
video should have a good set of titties flopping though.
It
so,
does.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. The next we actually recorded a short film, and it's taken us like 2 years to put it together, and it's going to start coming out as of October. And one of the videos in the sequence of the short film for this album, we shot it 2 years apart, so I go from 205 to the like 169, like back and forth.
In the same thing?
Yeah, so you can see me progressively lose weight in different parts of the thing.
And that was obviously not planned though.
No.
Put a Blackstone Labs logo in the bottom of that video for us.
Yeah.
Did the other guys? So the other guys didn't stick with it?
We got rid of Max.
Oh.
Fun story.
All right, let's hear it.
Break out the
So-
good stuff.
He's never gonna hear this.
It's behind the
Piece of
music.
Shit. Basically, he was one of those kids that like he locked himself into thinking he had a drinking problem. Really, he just had like a girl problem.
Yeah.
You know, one of those guys.
They'll
like,
do that to
yeah,
you.
You're like sober streak and you're fine and everything like that, and then a girl shits on your heart and you're like, oh,
Steals from you, cheats on you,
and so
tries to take your company. Wait.
the day.
Comes back all scared, like, oh my god, I think they're gonna come and take all my money. And you're like, yeah, they are. They are gonna come and take all your money. Watch.
Yeah.
See him do it.
So he basically went on this one little bender over this girl, and he got fired the day of our first video shoot because he showed up to the first part of the video shoot with the bottle drinking, and the next day he didn't show up at all. So my buddy,
That's pretty rock and roll though. He showed up with the bottle drinking.
Killing it.
yeah,
I did that at a few bodybuilding shows.
Crushing it.
and I'm on the floor
Right in the
with like
booth.
werewolf claws, like trying to do this music video, and I'm like, please don't.
You're like,
Please
this is serious
don't-
business. You see these werewolf claws?
Yeah, you see this
What
shit?
the hell are you doing? Drinking.
Yeah. And so he didn't show up for the next day, which we rented out propaganda, and we had like a bunch of makeup artists and everything. We were gonna make the crowd look like they were torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't show up. So I saw this kid Hans that I knew who used to be in the band, and I was like, "You go get your guitar." And I was like, "You're gonna pretend to be in this band." And so I made him get on stage, and then he ended up being our guitar player for a year. So Max decided to go to like AA and everything like that, and he was just like getting on track, and I was very proud of him. Met a girl, and then went full. And
Bad
so
taste he's got, huh?
there's a song on the album called Shapeshifter, and that song is entirely about him. You guys actually have a clip of it.
Who is writing the songs?
Well, Jeremy was writing all the music on this record.
Uh-huh.
Max did some of the music.
So
just
but
just like adding stuff.
Will Max hear the song and know it's about him?
I sent it to him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
We have that on here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys definitely have.
Where are the clips going to be in here, Eric?
We were thinking about either mixing them in between, like 30-second clips, or like putting beginning and I don't know, it's up to you.
I mean, you can premiere it if you want. Like, I literally, it's our next single. That
Oh,
we're putting out.
sweet.
And it's very thrashy and it's very funny if you listen to the lyrics.
Oh,
Like,
I would love to
go
premiere here.
hard.
That's fucking awesome.
So once again, you're in love. Do all these thoughts in your brain make you go insane? 'Cause you can never be alone. Tell me what makes this one different. Was it a sign from above? Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds. And slip into a new weird scared your shape shifter. And quit acting like a fucking child. You fall off the face of earth for every girl you meet.
We had a competition here. Fuck, that was a while ago. And it was for the new music from Beauty and Braun. And so I wanted it to be a fucking rock or metal song anyway. And like Celeste wanted it to be like EDM, and she's like, my friend does EDM, and like no disrespect to that girl, but I was just like, no. But I had to be fair. We're a team.
Can I be disrespectful?
Yes,
Because
you can.
It was fucking atrocious.
It was so bad.
It was so hard.
The
to
problem
listen
is
to.
we were in a tough spot because I had like at the time whatever I had 50,000 people following me, and she had like 1 billion. And all the crazy wrestling fans will literally do anything that she says.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're not even listening to the music. They're just like, oh, whatever Celeste says, we want.
Like, oh, look at her boobs.
And then you had all the ones that hated me for being married to her. So they're like, fuck him. Let's pick the other song too. So who was like monitoring it? Was it you? Who was monitoring the votes?
David, I think.
Yeah.
And it was David came to me and he was like, dude, it's like it's a tie right now. And I was like, no, it is fucking not. There's no way it's a tie. And he was like, you got to go out there and like get your people to freaking vote for her. And
You straight up called me and you were like, I don't know what you need to do right now, but you need to get your team together. And
I
figure
did.
this shit
I was
out.
like, you guys got to go out there and freaking post this shit. I was like, it's a fucking tie. I thought you guys were going to blow them away.
Yeah, you were like, if you lose to this, I'm gonna be so mad at you. And I'm like on my phone, like,
It's like, how do you buy followers?
what do I do?
Buy likes, buy likes.
I literally sat there and texted every single person in my phone for like a solid 2 hours.
Please
So
like this
I'm
video.
about to drop something that I feel like it's been long enough that it's okay to drop this. So,
Yes, we'll see.
Eric just gave me a look.
We'll figure it out.
So I told David to extend it. I go, extend it until this time, right? And he extended it. And I was like, call me and tell me what the stats are at that time, and we'll see if we have to extend it a little bit longer. And so he was giving me play-by-play. He was like, dude, he was like, World's dropped by 7 right now. And I was like, should we shut it right now? And he'd be like, I mean, you said you were going to shut it at this time, so you should probably let it go. And I'm like, if it ties or if they pass, you've got to let me know. And so he reached out to me, and he was like, dude, they're like within like 3, they're within like 2. And I was like, power like telling everyone, please go vote for this, please go vote for this, please go vote for this. As soon as they passed her again, I turned it off. And I was like, no one will fucking know that we turned it off now.
You gotta do a call upon the power.
By the way, if you guys don't think that shit like this doesn't happen politically all over the country in all kinds of contests,
you're
you're
out
very
of your mind.
mistaken.
I can feel someone just like heatedly typing right now, just like fuck.
Oh, what's that? You like to watch football, but you don't think teams are getting bought left and right?
No, I was like, as soon as he was like, they're in the lead. I was like, just turn it off now and just say it's going until 3 o'clock or whatever.
Like, we win this.
Yeah.
We can't talk about Deflategate though, because that's not topical anymore.
You know, Tom Brady's gonna win though, no matter what.
Cheating, not cheating, it doesn't matter.
He's just gonna win.
It doesn't matter.
I'm okay
guys.
with that. He can do it. He can put rocks in the ball and he's still gonna win.
The man was created from great sperm.
So he was. Whenever, people like, I don't play this game. I'm assuming you and Tara don't play this game, but I have like a lot of like my buddies that are married or couples. They have like their free pass. Like my wife says I get a free pass if it's with like this celebrity, and her free pass is this celebrity. So like whenever people ask me like who my free pass is, I always say, it's a joke. It's obviously not true, but I always say it's a joint free pass where we both get Tom Brady because I feel like everybody wins.
I think we have that in our house too with Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. It's a
Yeah.
good choice.
If you're gonna go gay, you gotta go gay for the King of Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rough night, though. I'll tell you that. It's a
Yeah.
rough night.
Gonna go for
Oh, I'm
it.
definitely the ragdoll in that situation. There's no fucking way I'm not overpowering that guy unless he is a power bottom. Then that's a
He
different
could be
story.
a power bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I hope they somehow hears about that.
0 to power bottoms real fast. Though.
You never know, dude.
Yeah.
I was Coco for Halloween
Dude,
one
that's
year,
such a funny
and
fucking
Coco
picture.
friggin' tweeted my picture.
Can I tell you right now, like, I am the biggest Ice-T fan. It's almost ridiculous.
That's so funny.
I'm
That was
actually-
Celeste's idea. She was like, I want to be Iced Tea and Coco, but you have to be Coco. I was like, perfect, because I don't want to be Iced Tea.
That's great.
I think this year I might be Ice-T. You know, I've been working on my Ice-T voice
If you need if you need a Coco, I'm your guy.
Oh, 100%.
Boom, done
I
deal.
wore heels that whole day. It was tough.
Yeah.
My girl's actually going to dress up as Munch. We're going to be them from SVU.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So your song won, and then we switched the Beauty and Braun song, which a lot of people fucking hated the song, the original song. That think this is your time.
Oh, God.
I don't even know where that we found that.
So
Where was that
annoying.
found?
That was Alex.
That was Alex.
Yeah. That was
See?
the beginning.
More fucking Alex shit.
So annoying.
So that was a song for how many episodes? 50?
Too many.
At least 50.
Yeah.
Oh, fun thing. I brought you a copy of the new version of the song that's going to be on the EP.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
Hell
way
yeah.
more badass.
Good. We like
Uh,
badass.
How can I don't know if I can talk about those or not, but like, are you and Aaron cool again?
No.
Still not?
Hell no.
Okay, definitely talk
no.
about
Well, all right, sweet. I actually, when you came to me about the theme song, I was like, we don't really have anything that's gonna work, and I'm gonna write something from scratch. So I literally took your guys' feud, and that's what the lyrics are. The
Really?
lyrics are all about your guys' feud.
Why didn't you tell me that?
I did. You don't listen to me ever.
I don't really listen to anyone anymore.
Like
I don't.
ever. Like I watch him like process it, and then it's just gone because
He's already told me about when he's playing live, like
It's not that
every
he's not
day.
listening.
I've told him 4 times.
It's not that he's not listening. The thing is there's just so much shit already crammed into his head that
Oh,
when
yeah.
that goes in, other things will either fall out the other side or that just comes right back
Yeah.
out.
I start every day in a good mood though. That's for sure.
No, it's one of those things like you need the rubber band,
I need multiple rubber bands.
multiple rubber
I
bands.
do.
With the words already written on them. Like,
Yes.
oh, show's coming up.
Yes, I need multiple.
Yeah, we'll
I
get
need
you
them on both
multiple rubber
arms.
bands. Yeah, so
that's
it's-
awesome.
Yeah, it's all about you two.
I'll have to go back and look at the lyrics now. And
I like listen to nothing but Sirius XM for like a whole month, like trying to figure out how to make like a theme song.
that makes the story that much better though.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, though. That's awesome.
And we have that here too to play in here for those of them that don't
Yeah,
remember.
send you the new one.
Well, I still don't like him. There's things that I would like to do to him that I won't talk about on the show.
He's
Although,
still a scumsucker.
yes,
Nothing Jason Momoa wise, right?
no, more like lighting him on fire type
Oh.
thing. So fast forward to now, and we had who we have on Cody Montgomery, and you saw that, and we're like, dude, let's do a podcast together. And I was like, fuck yeah, do you want to come in and be our next guest? We don't really do guests. I want to do guests.
We're gonna do this.
You guys
Well,
should
we
do
did one with
guests.
Kendra Lust, was a good one. That was probably like the most fun I've ever had.
I wasn't even there.
That was a really good one because Kendra is like such a good sport. I was like, if there's anything that you don't want to talk about, and she was like, no, anything. I'm like, some of these questions that people submitted are kind of fucked up. I've been censoring them. She's like, nope. Like there was
I
like,
thoroughly regret being deathly ill.
yeah, you would have had a great time with that one.
I don't think I could ever meet her in person because I've definitely jerked off to her a lot.
Dude,
Makes it that
the
much
first
better.
time I ever met her before,
Does it?
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time I ever met her before I even like became friends with her, before I even
Can you
like
sign
started
my
a
palm?
business with her, I told her straight up. She goes, this is how our first meeting ever went. We were in Vegas at an event, right? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking Kendra Lust, and she's been my favorite forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people that she was with go, holy shit, that's PG Braun from Blackstone Labs, and so they come over. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, they really said that? And she's like, yeah, apparently you make good stuff. And I was like, because I saw you. And I was like, holy shit, that's Kendra Lust. I've jerked off to her like 3,000 times. And she thought that was hilarious.
So when did boner pills pop into that conversation?
Later on, because of this conversation. So I was working on a product that was going to be a Blackstone Labs product. And in the end, it wound up being a boner product. And I sent it out to, this was my whole thing. This sounds silly. But I wanted to do a girls one really bad.
Yeah.
And so I sent it out to her. And I was like, you're a professional. I just want to see your opinion on this because I was sending them products anyway. And so when I sent it to them, her husband and her, their exact words were, we thought this was going to be complete bullshit, but since all your Blackstone Lab stuff is really good, we're like, we'll give it a try and see what happens. And so they used it together. And so she had said that she doesn't really come from oral sex anymore. It's just when you're on set getting railed out all the time, it's just not a thing. And so basically, make a long story short, she came from oral sex again. So she was like rapidly having orgasms, and she called me and she's like, listen, if you can do this for everybody, you're gonna make $1 million. And I'm like, that good? And she was like, yeah, it's outstanding. She's like, we even tried it again the next day.
Straight Niagara Falls.
So I was like, dude, if it is that good, rather than being like a spokesperson, do you want to invest into this company with me and be my partner, and we'll blow this thing up together. And she was like, I would be honored to. I don't know if that's what you want from me. I don't know the first thing about running a business like that. I'm like, you just got to be Kendra Lust. I'm like, I'll handle the rest. And so that's how that all started. Now this year is going to be super fun because we're going on the road with her. We're going to be going like the exotic conventions and stuff like that.
My one of my close friends, he does the MCs for Erotica.
Oh, dude, what a great
I just cut his hair the other day, and he was just like, he's like, I can't fucking wait. And I'm like, yeah, of course not.
I have to tell you a funny story about this, actually, about somebody that I'm not going to talk about on the radio. Is like their like perception of those shows that we talked about last night. It's pretty funny. You're going to laugh.
Awesome. So like meeting her is very similar. Like I don't know if you remember when like I don't know how old you were, but when I was a kid, there was a lot of M&M commercials, and there was an M&M commercial where the M&Ms meet Santa Claus. They like find him in the living room, and they look at each other and they're like, "You do exist."
I remember
That's
that
what it's like seeing Kendra
Yeah.
Lust for the first time. You look at her in the eyes, and you're like, "I've looked at your eyes on a TV screen a gazillion times, but you exist."
She is in real life. She's so fucking pretty, and she's so like she's on at all times. Like it doesn't turn off. Like it's impossible for it to not be sexual. Anything you could be talking about, like what you got to get from the grocery store.
She's a professional sexual
Dude, it does not turn off. You could have 100 guys in the room, and 50 of them could be gay, and they're all gonna want to fuck her by the time that the room's done.
You type in stepmom, she's the first thing that pops up, like always.
I think if you just type in mom.
Yeah.
We were at the beach, and my mom was like, somehow porn came up, and my mom was like, did you know that it is really, really popular to have like mom and babysitter type porn? And I was like, where the hell have you been?
Like that's one of the things that I actually can't stand about like Pornhub's. Like you go on there, like I've seen all the stepmom, stepsister. I'm good on it. I need new material.
You know what's weird is when you have a day where you like branch off just for the day, right? Or not even for the day, just for like a little while.
Porn black hole.
And then when you come back on Pornhub, now they're like, this is what you want to see. And they show you all this feet shit and like gross fucking
I do that
weird
once
shit.
a week, so it's like my feed is just
They're doing the same thing like when you look up something on Amazon, all of a sudden it's popping up on your Facebook feed. Yeah.
I hate when Pornhub does that because it throws off. Then I got to go back and look to the shit that I normally want to see again.
Stop knowing me, but thank you.
I only looked at that tranny one time.
That's not really who I am. It was just that one day.
I just wanted to see if black guys' dicks are really that big.
The thumbnail looked enticing. Dude, those
Oh my
thumbnails
God.
will get you. That's the one thing I can't stand about. Sometimes I'll click something, I'm like, damn, this thumbnail's incredible.
How about
and I
when-
gotta watch like a 75-minute video to find a 2-second thumbnail. I'm like, wow, that was defeating.
What about when the thumbnail is incredible and you click on it and it's like the advanced version of Pornhub that you got to pay for?
You gotta look for that little gold star.
Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, sorry
you
about
can't
that.
fuck with the little gold
That's
star.
when everybody becomes a coder and they're like, I'm going to get around.
Speaking of that, Robin Banks scene out yesterday.
Mm,
Check that one out
delicious.
on Brazzers. All right, so let's get off of the porn and back to the music.
Oh, I got to do this before we do anything. My friend Adam, you know Adam McLeod?
Mhm.
He wanted me to say hi.
Hi.
Give a shout out to him.
What do?
How do you know Gizmo, by the way? We didn't even talk about that before.
Dude, I just know Gizmo.
I feel like that's how everybody knows Gizmo.
Well, I can't tell you. I'm sure he remembers. I did a lot of drugs back in the day, so my memory, like from three years ago back, is like kind of shot. So
Mine from like 3 days ago back is pretty.
he
funny.
just like appeared one day, and we've been friends.
That's how he is with most people, I think.
And it's either like
He's a very memorable
5
character, though.
It's either 5 or 10 years.
It's probably
It's a
10.
jump.
It's a jump.
It's a jump.
It's somewhere in that.
You just
time
got a
frame.
big blank space in your memory.
Yeah,
You're like,
that's it.
So tell me where you're at with music now. What's the deal? What's going on?
So we're gearing up to release the album in September, September 15th. It's only 6 songs because we were like, sure, we could throw together 12 songs, but do we want to throw out like 12 okay songs, or would we rather just try to go for like 6 really
Awesome
fucking
songs,
awesome
yeah.
songs? We literally spent like 2 years revising these songs over and over and over again, and we're completely happy. Like Brian at A-Flux has taken great care of us, been a great producer, great friend. We have 5 music videos that are gonna be coming out over the course of the next like year and a half. Year and a half. Part of it is gonna be a short film. What else are we doing? Oh, we're getting back in the studio to record a cover that I think will break stuff out of the way.
But you're not going to say what the cover is, right?
I'm gonna just say it. Everybody knows already. It was Papa Roach's Last Resort.
Oh, that's a great cover.
We're actually going to be working with my friend's company. he does a non-for-profit for drug rehabilitation and mental health called Finding a Lost Voice. And so we're teaming up with him to do something on like a grand scale.
Oh, that's great.
Something that like, look, we're going to get popular off this cover regardless. So I would really like to do something that actually like benefits other people.
How much do you think doing a really good cover for a new band, like how important do you think that really is?
It's a good way to introduce people to how you sound. That's why it makes so much sense that all these bands nowadays are doing covers.
Yeah,
because
everyone's got a good cover now, though.
Yeah, if you put yourself into it and you love that song, you can fucking take it as far as you want. Like, look at Bad Wolves.
Yep.
Every time you.
I honestly wasn't even familiar with them until I heard that song.
That Cranberry song.
Such a good cover.
It has a great story.
Dude, you know what's a fucking really good cover is they play it a lot on Octane now. Is Chris Cornell's cover of "Nothing Compares to You."
Yeah, it was Chris Cornell.
He's so good, but like I don't like that song, and hearing him sing it made me like cry the first time I heard it.
Yeah, he does that. He'll make you cry.
So good. Well, what about? Gonna make sure I get you out of here on time. What about tour scheduling and stuff like that? Where are you gonna be?
To be honest with you, right now we're not too worried about touring. We just want to build our social presence right now because I really do want to go on tour, but all of us are working, and in order for us to go on tour, we really need we'll do small runs.
Yeah.
But until money starts generating where it's not coming out of our own pockets, we really can't afford it.
Well, it's like my buddy Brendan that I was talking about. He was like, Joe, we go broke when we go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I thought it was the other way around. And he was like, no, man. He was like, touring makes you go broke. He was like, you don't work. It's grueling.
Unless you're paying those $100,000 shows like 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough.
We're hoping to get we're hoping the old-fashioned thing will happen where someone comes to a show and is like, well, I want to put you on the road.
I'm gonna sign you guys.
Hopefully not like a Barry Gordy situation.
You boys sound good. I'm gonna put you on the bus.
You gonna give me a whole $100 for all my music?
What, you guys are playing live though soon?
Yeah, we're playing on July 21st with "I Set My Friends on Fire" at O'Malley's.
That's cool because they're a good band also. And I know Shelby wants to go see that now. So
when I told her that, she like lit up.
Yeah, and it's gonna stick. It'll stick with her for sure. Cause she's always like, let's go to a concert. Let's go to a concert. And she actually, speaking of Warped Tour, she I think is already going to Warped Tour and wanted me to go. Although I will say, although it's like the last year,
dude, come, I'm going.
I feel like there's a lot of like not good bands there this year. There are some good bands.
You need to check out Ice Nine Kills. The lead singer is one of my like close friends. We've been friends 10 years. We were on Warped Tour together back in 08. 10? No, it's definitely 10. Yeah, I know, right?
Like 10, 15, maybe.
Whatever. Yeah, he's they're playing on the Mutant Red stage, I think, and dude, you'd love these guys. They're like you like Avatar a lot.
I love Avatar.
Well, you know how like Avatar's like super theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they are, but it's kind of like us and Avatar together.
Oh, cool.
So it's like super thrash, very like pop influence, but not like too much. Like,
okay.
They're so close to like getting radio big.
That's good.
It's like ridiculous.
I'll have to check them out now that you said that. Usually you don't steer me in the wrong direction and stuff. So
I never recommend anything to you that I don't think you'll actually.
No,
like.
You're good about that.
Yeah.
What is the radio?
Oh, well, you know, like if it's not on Sirius XM, then
is there an actual
matter.
like FM radio station that plays good rock and metal music?
The Shark is pretty decent.
What is FM?
I mean, I never listen to it now, but every now and then, like if something happens to your satellite and you have to listen to ready like whatever's on the radio, it's all pop and like shitty like Miami rap shit.
I don't even have satellite, but if my phone for whatever reason cannot play Bluetooth, I'm just listening to the sound of my exhaust.
No, because I don't even go. I only go to a few satellite stations. I go to Lithium. I go to Octane. I go to Liquid Metal.
Do you do Turbo?
Yeah, Turbo's fucking
Turbo
awesome.
is the shit. That's the best thing they ever put out.
Turbo is newer. Turbo's not been around as long as the other shit.
But it's the best.
And it's so good for the people that don't know Turbo.
All late 90s, early
2000s.
Yeah,
it's exactly late 90s, early 2000s rock and metal. That's like when, for me, because I'm old, that's like high school and early college years when I was like having the best time of my life music. So it's like a memory in every song.
The only reason I know any of those stations is because every time I've driven your Mercedes, it's
Yeah.
like I get in it and I'm like, all right, this thing's a death trap. Chill out. And then you start the car and the music kicks in. It's like, go! And you're like, all right, speed everywhere. Crash this vehicle. Give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me that. Boom.
Yeah, I've tried to be better about like turning the volume down when I turn the car off.
Oh no.
It does startle people.
No, I mean like once you're in it, you're in it to win it. If you got to be buckling up before you start that music up.
Well, everybody wants to have that like when you walk out of the car like in an action movie and like doves fly out. You want that moment.
No, this is like the bats of hell. It's easily the most violent and scary. Like I don't get scared driving cars, but like that thing is so violent. It
is.
sounds
I didn't drive that car in a while either. I didn't drive in like a month, and I took it, as you know, because you brought me to get it, and I almost crashed it immediately.
It's the best part.
Because I forgot about the power, and I hammered it when I turned out. I fishtailed, and I was like, "Fuck! I forgot how crazy this car is."
Well, I
That
mean,
thing
you
is a
have a
fishtail machine.
You have a passion for fucking death traps.
I do.
Dude, that thing, that car is so easy to just spin it in a circle.
There's the break stuff video now.
Yeah. Brad Durst.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we tried to emulate the original music video as much as possible on
Yeah.
like such a low
No, you guys
budget.
did good.
We even got Pauly Shore.
You do actually look like dramatically different, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane. Like that's a lot of weight. Even there, like I'm not.
And
as,
there
like,
you had lost
right
a bunch
there,
of weight
like,
already.
Look at them titties.
But you had already lost a bunch of weight there.
Yeah, I lost maybe like 8 pounds there.
No,
Maybe.
it had to be more than that.
No, it was probably like 10.
I was gonna say like
10 the
15.
most. 10 the most. I think the thing was I was comboing it with like trying to like lift and having no idea.
Very common. Well, listen. If you have any plugs, plug them out now.
Plug it in.
Yep.
I mean, you can check out our YouTube channel if you want to see some of these videos. And we got so fucking lucky with our YouTube name. We got werewolves, like not like the weir apostrophe like thing. We got werewolves.
That's so good
So
because
it's
it's such
youtube.com/werewolves.
easy to
That's
search.
awesome.
I can't believe no one fucking had that.
You'd be surprised sometimes the stuff that like is out there still, and then you come up with something where no one's gonna have this, and then it's taken.
No one copywrote or trademarked our name, so I jumped in there immediately. I was like, someone's gonna fucking think of this. I gotta get this. I'm not that clever.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good.
Boom.
When you
Fate.
come up with a good idea, you got to just
Immediately.
jump on it,
Yeah.
So that's your YouTube. Tell them your Instagram.
Instagram is at We Are Wolves Official,
Yes.
which I'm sure you can drop in there. And then Spotify, just We're Wolves.
Awesome.
Nice.
Also, we have the Blackstone Labs Spotify now too, so check that out because I put their stuff on my thing.
Oh, did you add us finally?
Yeah, David does all that. Don't think it's me. Don't
Well,
think
I
it's
know
me.
it's not you, but I'm just saying, making sure it's on there.
I just screen capped that conversation and I sent it to David, and he said he did it.
Did you see that we got added actually to the Spotify? It was originally the metalcore playlist, like the Spotify official
That's where
one.
I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah, but now they've changed it to new core. And I fucking love that because we are
Newcore.
so not metalcore.
You are new core.
We are definitely new core. I was like, yep.
So are you not in the metalcore anymore?
No, we're not. Well, the metalcore became new.
Oh, so they're not calling it that anymore.
because they realized like not every band on here is metalcore, so they made it new core. It has like over 300,000 like subscribers, so it's been crushing our numbers. Our single
awesome.
just hit 50,000
That's so cool.
like yesterday
That's awesome.
Yep, and I've got to watch it all from the beginning, from his pop days.
from Pop Days.
And Blackstone Labs played a part.
They did.
Yeah,
So just
His voice got better as he lost weight.
yeah. It was that, and then taking all the test boosters got me like.
Just when you think that we're just a bunch of meatheads that only know how to lift weights.
Nope.
We're in the music industry.
Can you
we're
still hit the
everywhere.
high notes with all the testosterone raging through your veins?
Yeah,
Okay. That's what's important.
Yeah,
mostly sits in my plums.
That's why they used to castrate those young boys.
Big,
And
golden juicy plums.
my plums. All right, well, your alarm went off because I told you I promised we'd get you out on time.
Yeah, it's all right.
I know I have
I've been
somebody
having
waiting.
a
I got
blast.
somebody that's waiting here for me since 3, but I was like, I'll be a little bit late.
Yeah.
You know how I do it.
No, it is.
Yeah.
If you guys ever considering guests again, I can always come back.
Oh, we love having guests on. Maybe we'll get you in here when Kendra Lust is here.
What?
See if you can survive the Kendra Lust test.
I'm just gonna say the worst stuff possible.
Say
on
it.
this face.
She's heard it all.
This dumb face. Probably not. I'm very creative. With
I don't know.
my
I
play.
can't even not have boners around her, and it's like I don't even try to hide it anymore.
It's just instinctual at this point.
You know what? You can actually make like a boner suppressant pill.
Nobody wants that.
No, you don't get.
There may be some people that need those.
Teenagers would buy that so they don't have to like get in
Suppressants.
trouble in class.
We should just like do like a spoof of that. Just like let people like
April
think that
Fool's
we're
Day.
really doing it. Boner suppressants.
April Fool's Day, anti-boner pills.
You guys can call it decline.
Decline. That's so good.
Copyright.
Dude, we should close it out on that note though, because you can't follow
We're
that.
gonna end it the way we always do, and that's with a peace out bye.
That's really good.
This isn't my